So what is a high income skills and what are those high income skills? So today we'll be discussing what are the high income skills and what is a high income skill and how would you know if this skill is a high income skill or not. So let's identify first what is a high income skill. So a high income skill is basically something that you can transfer with you from any industry to another industry. So let's say, for example, you are in financial industry and you decided to want to work in the warehouse industry, for example. It's the skill that you can transfer with you to any of those industries. You can just move from financial to warehouse without having to develop a new skill, because that skill can transfer with you. You might have just changed a little bit in the methods of using it, but you can transfer with you. It's also a skill that you get paid on results. So you get paid on results. So basically, it's not by how many hours you put into it, it's by how many results you are getting out of it. So the more results that you deliver to your client or to your company, the more you get paid. So the first income skill that can provide you 10K plus a month and is transferred from any industry to another is copywriting. So what is copywriting? When people hear copywriting, they think about the copywriting that you own this thing or this product and you cannot transfer it to another product, but that's not what I'm talking about. Copywriting over here is basically you read the news, right? You read the Facebook ads, you read the blogs. Those are copywriting. It's the something that you write and you basically help the product to sell even better, or you just simply get people interested in reading your blog, for example, or newspaper. So that is a copywriting. So when you see those titles on YouTube or on the Facebook ads or the newsletter, those are copywriting. When you see the paragraph and everything that in details in the website page and news and all this stuff, this is also copywriting. It's just the way that you write, so you get the person who's reading get interested in reading more and more and going back into either website or yourself, so he can basically buy more of your digital marketing, which again what I specialize in. So basically digital marketing is either it's anything from either running ads on Facebook and Instagram, Twitter, Google, YouTube. So it's any of those things or any platform running ads and driving more sales into the page or the website, or basically creating organic contact again for Instagram, for YouTube, for TikTok, whatever platform you are in. It's a skill that is a very varied, so if anything has to do with social media and online, because you literally can do anything with it. It's a very variety. Digital marketing is a very big and massive skill to have. You can specialize in anything. Literally, I only specialize right now into Instagram and YouTube, and later on I'm thinking of expanding myself into the other platforms, but it's anything has to do with online and social media. So if you are especially a millennium, we all know that you are so good with social media and internet and online, right? And even old people, don't get me wrong, they can be super good with social media and online. So if that's something that interests you, you have a passion about Instagram, for example, go ahead and specialize in Instagram first, and then you can expand yourself. And if you have a passion about YouTube, you can also start from YouTube and expand from there. So a lot of people, they wouldn't be good, especially for the eldest, right? So those business owners who are especially the elders, They want to transfer to the social media, and they want to be able to reach the millennials on social media. So that's where you will be coming in. You can either make your own company and help them, or you just can work with them basically. And you can help them to reach those people, right? The millennial people. And you can help them to spread the message through social media and through online. So that's where you'll be coming in. You'll be basically helping the business owners or the influencers or whatever, consulting people, whatever the industry that they're coming from. You basically help them to build the contacts, to build the ads, to build all these things so they can deliver more on social media and online in general. So it's a very good skill, especially for millennials. But if you are in general are in love with social media, are in love with like following the trends, knowing what are the trends right now, and just hopping on social media, either Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, whatever that's online, that's a very good skill to dip even deeper and to find out how you can generate more organic contact or paid contact. And these are two different things. You can learn the both of them. You can either focus on one at the beginning. The only thing I recommend at the beginning though, just focus on one platform and then learn all about it from organic and paid, and then go into the next one. Or if you are a person who just want to focus on organic itself, so I would start with an Instagram if you're good at it, and then you go to Facebook, and then you go to YouTube, whatever. But it's a skill that you would love to learn, especially if you love with social media just like me. I have passion being on social media. I have no problem spending my whole day on social media trying to find what's trending, what is working, and what is going on right now. There's something I have a passion about it, right? So if you do have a passion about that, it's a really good skill to have, and it's a really good skill to master. Consulting. So any of these previous stuff that I've talked about, you can turn into consulting. You can also turn any other interest in consulting. For example, if you're in financial, you can start consulting people for financial needs, helping them finding their how to make money, how to save money if you're in saving a niche. So consulting is anything that you literally have experience in, you can turn it into consulting. You can literally turn customer service itself to consulting as well, right? So basically consulting is you love solving problems for other people, right? So you solve the problem for the other people, but you don't do it for them. You do it with them. So what is the difference for that? Doing for them, it's basically like, again, like I was explaining later, digital marketing. You're the one who are digging to get to know what are the trends, what's going right now, and what's working, and you are creating those contacts, right? That's done for you, right? But consulting is more done with you. So you sit down with that person, and let's say, for example, we are in financial and you are in the saving niche, and you'll be helping those people to save more money, right? So you would sit down with them, try to identify their goals and all these things, and then from there you would give them a plan they will execute. You will not execute for them, right? You will just help them to come up with a plan, come up with a strategy, and then what is consulting, which I'm also doing, right? Because now that I know how to change my mindset, how to get started, because I believe, yes, you can have all the skills, but without the right mindset at the beginning, you will not be able to reach where you want to be, right? So consulting is something that basically, for example, you can come to me and you can say, Madonna, I'm lost. Or you can have a story like me, where I've lost 7 years of my life, basically saying tomorrow, saying I'll do it next year. I kept procrastinating for 7 years of my life. until one day, which last year on my birthday, I woke up and then I was like, why the heck have I lost so many years doing the things that is not helping me, right? So if you have been through that experience and you come to me, I'll be able to help you from there, right? Because I've been there and I know how to take myself from being procrastinating to actually doing the action, right? So consulting is anything that you can help somebody with. As long as you can help that person and get paid with it as well, then that is a consulting. You solving a problem. I myself always enjoy solving the problems. I loved math problems for that reason, because you have a problem, they're giving you the problem and they're like, here you go, you have to solve it and get the answer, right? Or either you have to prove that A equals to B, right? So I always loved math for that reason as well, because I've always loved solving problems. Just the one thing I always love as well. And I've been doing it for the last, I don't know how many years of my life, but I've been doing it forever now, right? And it's, if you're good with solving problems, then that's a skill that you can master, and you literally can use any niche into consulting. You'll be surprised, but the niches that you can do in consulting, if you are more interested in more industries that you can do consulting on than the ones that I have provided earlier, because all of the previous skill you can turn into consulting later on. You can always just search for your niche, the niche that you're interested in, and see how they do the consulting for it. But trust me, I've seen the most weird stuff for consulting, right? So you'll be able to find your niche. I'm pretty much 1%. You'll be able to find your niche in one of the consulting. You just have to Google it and be resourceful. Remember, the people who are millionaires right now, the only reason they are millionaires is because they are resourceful. So you have to be resourceful. So if you want to be consulting in a specific niche, and I have not spoken about it personally, you can always search it. Go on YouTube, go on Google, search it, and you will find information about how to become a consultant in that niche. Now, a question that can come to your head is saying that, Madonna, can I actually have more than one high income skills? My answer is yes. 100% definitely yes. That you can have more than one skills. Like I've mentioned, I was already in sales and I have learned high income, high ticket closing, right? But then I later on, because I had that very passion about digital marketing, I've actually added on digital marketing. And then what I started doing after adding on digital marketing is I started consulting, right? So you can have multiple high income skills. You can stack them on top of each other and you can learn different ones. The only thing I recommend though, do not learn all of them at once, just because it'll be overwhelming. Unless if you can manage your time and you're really good with that, then you can do it. But I would not recommend to do that at the beginning, especially. The only reason why, because basically our minds and we are programmed on sitting on what's comfortable for us, right? So if you are used to basically procrastinating like I used to be, and you try to have all this information into your mind, you'll be overwhelmed, and then you'll get to the point you're gonna stop and you're not going to continue. And I don't want to do that for you, right? You don't want to do that. You don't want to start on so many things and then stop. I would rather you to start just with one thing. See the one skill that from all these 10 skills that I have told you where you can start with and you're more comfortable in starting and learning. And then once you get comfy with it, once you start making 10K with it, you can move into the next step. And then once you start making with the second skill that you learn, 10K, you can move on. You don't even have to hit 10K if you don't want to wait that long. You can just Once you start hitting 2 or 5K, if you want to, you can start learning a new skill, but just make sure that you're just not overwhelming yourself. And because what happens when you overwhelm yourself is basically your mind telling you, I'm getting so much information, I just cannot do it. And they start making those excuses on your head, right? And you unconsciously, without you thinking, your mind is making that for you. So it's better to move sometimes a little bit slow than just to run and then hit a bump and then you stop, right? So I would rather you to move slow, learn one skill and then move to another, and then learn one skill. Once you master it or you feel that you're good with it, then you can add on the next skill. Then just to learn all of them at once, and then you hit the rock bottom and you're like, I'm done, I'm not learning any of them, right? You don't want to do that. Please do not do that. I've done that myself. I've done that mistake. So don't do that. So basically remember that to always just focus on one. If you like to speak multiple language, go ahead. Focus on translating, right? And then once you feel you're comfortable with translating, move on to the next one. You can move either to consulting, or if you're interested in any of other the 10 high income skills, move to it and then develop it. And then once you feel you're comfortable with it, you can learn into the next one. And you can have as many skills as you want to. A lot of people have different skills. They don't have just 3 or 4. You can have up to 10. If you want to have all of them, go ahead. You can have literally all of them if you want to. But again, it's better to be focused on couple skills than to be just very general. This is for you if you want to open your own business one day, because the more you niche down, the more better for you and for your business. And this is for marketing tips as well. So listen to that. This is your marketing tip. If you going to be opening your own business, you have to niche down. You cannot say everybody is my client. You cannot have that, right? You have to be niche down. You have to be very specific of where you want to be. If you're not sure yet and you're a little bit finding where you want to be, you still haven't found your ground yet, I would say start with your more comfortable one, or you more feel that this is me and this is where I can help people, or this is where I can do my most. And then I would say do a list of maybes and do another list of yes and no. So the no, get them out of your way, that you know that there's no way you'll be doing them. And the maybes, I would say from now and then, try one maybe that you're not sure. Maybe I would like to do that, or maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know in that one if I want to do it or not. So I would say try it first and see if you like it. And then if you don't like it, you move it to definitely no. And if you do like it, you move it to yes, right? So if you are opening your own business, remember, the more specific you are, the better it is. And later on, when you grow and you become well-known, you can open a little bit. But at the beginning, you want to be as specific as you can and as niches down as you can. That will help your business. That would help you to get more people to you, to look for you. So they would say, for example, for me, Madonna, that I specialize in digital marketing and I'm only specializing in Instagram and YouTube, right? So they will come for me for advice for Instagram and YouTube, and they will come for consulting, for example, right? So the more niche down you are, the better it is. And that is be it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. So make sure to subscribe below, like the video, and share with your friends. And that'll be it for today. We discovered 3 high income skills. See you in the next video and have a great day.
So I gotta get through it, and the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving.